Hi guys, welcome to another market news and updates. I'm your boy Omi. Welcome to Omimiz YouTube channel. Market had a very beautiful bounce like we discussed yesterday that 38,500 is a very key point and 39,500. We are facing a lot of resistance from those areas right now, but we have to connect the dots just like Steve Jobs said. अगर हम अपने क्रिप्टो ग्रीड एंड फियर इंडेक्स को देखें, इट हैज रोज 27 लेवल्स, काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, but we haven't had much pump on a upside scale कि the fear index level will go higher and higher. It's still on a good levels right now, so it's reasonably we're still in fear levels. We would ideally want कि एक 10 15 16 17 19 type extreme fear आए, so we can be very clear that we have had our bottoms completed and now we're going to be having an upside to 40,000 50,000. But this also depends how the war and everything in Ukraine and Russia keeps going on. Bubbles mein dekhein, so bubbles are green. Everything is green today in the market, which is a very good sign. Yesterday everything was red and now we've had a relief and a lot of things have pretty settled down in the war zones as well, so we can clearly see the signs for that. One clear winner that we have been discussing over the past week, over the past few days, is Luna, and Luna had a very good upside even in the last few hours. It's been performing and consolidating in the 60 zones, which is an amazing stuff. Even if we look at in the week chart, we can see from 47 it jumped to 67. And considering there's war going on, there's so many tensions right now in the world, I think Luna has to be one of the best performance right now when it comes to layer ones. And I'm kind of happy for Luna because it was hit by then hacking, and then from the hacking a lot of things got resolved. It faced that dump, and then Terra USD has to face a lot of things. Luna itself as a chain had to face a lot of issues. A lot of things have calmed down now and we can clearly see those results in the chart as well. AVAX ko dekhe to AVAX also had done a very good upside. If you look at in the day time frames, it's come up about 12%. It's now trading around $78 and in these regions back into the 70s. Looks all right, but obviously if we have more FUD coming into the market, definitely AVAX is going to have some short pullbacks as well. The biggest news right now that has just come up as day has progressed, वो है कि Kremlin wants to have a meeting now with Kiev. So this is a very important sign for us. ये news in the next few hours will keep developing and things are going to be changing for us drastically in the markets as well. So we really have to focus on these news and what are the updates coming for us. Because if we have a strong foothold right now on the news, it will ideally help us in our trades as well. Meta has already resolved, very bad sign for Mark Zuckerberg that Meta is going to be having a lot of issues. There's a lot of problems already with Facebook, and we can clearly see that the market is not happy with it. Another big news for us today is US core PCE inflation jumps to 5.2% in January, largest annual increase since 1983. So that is the clear sign that we were waiting for March hikes to come later in the next month. Considering how the war situation is developing right now, likeliness that the market is not going to experience any tax hikes or they will have to come short of it. We're going to see some shortcomings in that for sure, क्योंकि ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि market tax hikes भी ले, war से भी निपटे. All these things will have a very difficult time in its correlation. So ideally, we would want that US becomes a bit relaxed on its tax hikes and things kind of settle down in the market. Another thing that we have to be very cautious right now is Russia is also going to be sending some sanctions towards the European countries and other countries that it supply gas and other natural commodities to, and EU also planning to freeze assets for Putin and Lavrov. These are going to be some signs that will bring a lot of issues into the market, so we really have to consider them. Then Russia bans airplanes registered in UK from landing or crossing its airspace. Russia prepared sanctions to hit West's weak points. So this information is going to be very important, though we're seeing a very good upside right now in the market. But as soon as Russia announces its sanctions on the European countries or the Western countries, there will definitely be some kind of a dump and a chaotic situation in the market. Will experience a high volatility like we did yesterday, that we came down 16%, then we rose back up 16%. So we're going to be seeing high volatility in the markets regularly for the next few days. Then we were just discussing the market ke andar, we know America has been concerned about Fed hikes, Fed rates. So here we can clearly see as traders debate how quickly the Fed and will withdraw monetary support. The US central bank keeps boosting its balance sheet to new all-time highs. So we can clearly see कि ये लोग जो है market के अंदर already पैसे को pump करना शुरू हो गए हैं. There will be more funds coming into the market because obviously अगर you're gonna be fighting a war, you have to have a lot of funds with you and you have to be economically very subtle to go on an offensive position. So considering all these signs, market is still very dodgy right now. Things are pretty shaky. If we jump into another news, that is about Bitcoin investors buy the dip as BTC nears 40k, gaining 16% in less than 24 hours. The number of Bitcoin addresses holding small quantities of BTC continue to increase. So small term traders, short term traders are beginning to get into BTC as everybody is experiencing FUD right now in the market. If you look at accumulation trend prices, looks pretty okay. This is already an accumulation zone. Whenever we dump down to 30,000s, very high chance that people are going to buy more and more BTC. So probably a smart move if you have a long-term investment on investment horizon. It takes the 8 9 hikes people were talking about this year off the table. I don't think the US economy could accommodate such slamming of the brakes of monetary policy. It means the Fed is going to have to be even more careful and tolerate inflation. So this is a very important sign that we just saw on Twitter as well. Everybody's discussing this in the markets right now because this is probably going to give us further directions कि अब market किस तरफ से directions लेना शुरू कर रही है. This is going to be a very important sign. This is a very important time because BTC has never been tested in a war like this, where country A fighting country B, and both country A and B are going to be using Bitcoin to protect themselves from sanctions. So this is a very interesting time, historic time in the world, and we'll also get to understand Bitcoin more in these times. If we jump into Bitcoin liquidation data, we can clearly see there's been a lot of liquidations, about 377.111 million, and even in 1 hour numbers are pretty high. Things are pretty bad for future traders right now because we're having quick upsides and quick downsides. We can clearly see in the last day we had massive liquidation candles here, and that's the reason the amount is almost reaching 400 million. And definitely if you were in these positions and you got liquidated, I clearly told you guys, just watch the markets right now. Just be very careful. You don't want to get into situations where you feel like you're going to be making money and then you end up losing money. So let's jump into Metaverse tokens also. On Gate.io, we saw yesterday they took a massive dump, and today we can clearly see they bounce back pretty quickly. So it's about Mana. Mana is about 11%. Sand is up about 9%. Alice is up right now about 12%. Raka is back up. Alice was up about 16%, came down 16%, and now it's kind of like still below 4 5% below the gains that it had gained in the last few days before the war started. NFT के अंदर देखें तो SLP has gained back up. Mana obviously, Gala interestingly is pumping pretty hard today. It's up about 20%, which is a very good sign for Metaverse tokens. One of the biggest games in Metaverse, UFO, is up about 24%. So all the coins that depreciated in value drastically in the last 2 to 3 days in Metaverse tokens kind of have recovered those gains, or are coming into a bullish upside movements. Overall, अगर metaverse tokens को देखें तो अच्छी बात है, they're pumped because these are adoption based tokens. The more players join these metaverses, the more value they begin to have. Overall, if we look at all these, they look pretty good. We even see Terra Virtuous is about 15%. So if you do want to get all these tokens, you can always join Gate.io and click in the link given in the description below and join Gate.io today. So if we look into long and short ratios, we can clearly see still we have 63.20% short positions open right now in the market. In the last 1 hour, the market is pretty even Stevens. We have 50 to 49 on the ratio. If we look into block trades, we can clearly see 52.14 short positions open. So block trades still look a lot better. But in 1 hour, the market sentiment is about 75.16% bearish. So I also kind of feel like we went up too fast over the period of last 24 hours. So if we went a bit steadily, that would have been very nice, but we went too fast. As Joe Biden came to his speech, the market started to pump, and that was a good sign in the short term, but now we have to experience some pullbacks also and do some kind of corrections. Block orders mein dekhe to future right now is about 23.99 million. Short positions are about 21.67 million. Spot mein dekhe to volume have dropped over the last 24 hours. Obviously, we've entered now into weekend. So spot maybe have about 4.44 million, and in short positions it's about 4.69 million. वो grayscale की positions देखें, so grayscale is all right. There's a massive downside of minus 34.61%. Obviously, grayscale is the biggest institution offering other clients Bitcoin from their institution. So these kind of positions and financial institutions play a very important role, because obviously if the market is giving a certain price for Bitcoin and an institution is offering same coin at a discounted value, there's a very high chance कि कोई भी investor जाके is definitely gonna buy from them and not gonna buy from the markets itself. Contract positions look all right now. Things are okay, but obviously the concern right now is liquidations, and exchanges always win. So exchanges must be very happy in the last 24 hours. Now we can jump into BTC's chart and try to understand what could be the possibilities coming to us in the next few hours. 1 hour mein dekhen to we can see we are facing a lot of rejection constantly. from 39,6555. Ideally, this was a very key zone. We had a very good upside from here, and this is where the candle started pumping as well when Joe Biden was giving his speech. In an hour, we went up very, very quickly. Then now we are consolidating here. Looks all right. The price structure is okay, but I still feel like we must come back to certain levels to have some kind of correction. If we keep rising like this, and then another FUD kind of related news comes, like we just discussed, okay, Russia is going to be offering sanctions to the West as well. So here situation in the market will again become very volatile. We will dump down fast, and then probably people are going to buy back. Or maybe this is what the market really wants right now, because whales are really accumulating Bitcoin right now. This is like heaven situation for them, and I'm sure they will be very happy. In 1 hour, we also had divergence early in the morning, and that's the reason we came up and try to test again after facing rejection from here. So it will be a very key support level for us to break. I already got into trades for myself, start accumulating a bit after we broke 38,500. I'm gonna be start taking profits as soon as we're gonna break this resistance and enter my danger zone. The danger zone has always been pretty dangerous for us, because whenever we get into danger zone, we either go up, get rejected, or and we face also a lot of rejections in these zones, because last time we retested in 1 hour a few times, but we still got rejected. So I want to be very careful in the danger zone, and before the danger zone comes, I want to start taking profits already, so I am in some profits rather than facing some loss and waiting for something to happen. If we jump into Ethereum as well, we can see Ethereum bhi काफी अच्छी movement ला रहा है, looks pretty good, price structure looks very good. A lot of resistance will be coming into ETH as well. Right now, what is concerning for me is whether ETH is going to come back here, build support, and then have an upside movement. Has broken out from the falling channel already, so looks pretty neat here. Everything is clean. Now we can jump into Luna. So Luna ko bhi dekh lete hain, because we just saw Luna had a very good upside. Luna looks very good, and in 1 hour it's kind of making a bullish flag as well right now. I hope it does break, but because the situations are so bearish and confusing, full of FUD in the market, we are not really sure whether this is going to break out or not. But the good thing right now is Luna is right now on its downtrend line. So whenever it's on its downtrend line, it is a very good sign for us that there's high chance that it's going to break out from here. It's testing that line right now. We were expecting that to happen. Volume in the day time frame is very good as well. A lot of volume coming. We haven't seen any selling candles right now. So Luna looks very good in that kind of sense. Overall, I do expect Luna to perform very good throughout this weekend, and similar situation for AVAX as well, because both these coins are having a very good TVL lock, and their on-chain analysis and information on DeFi Llama looks very good for both of them. So these are two altcoins that I'm really happy about. Also similar situation here, almost going to be testing its downtrend line on daily. So if we do break out from this downtrend line, though we have broken out before and we came down because of the FUD in the market, so if it does go on to break again, because the volume is very good, if we zoom out a little, this is probably the biggest volume we've got in days right now in AVAX, probably higher than even 21st, around similar zones of November volume. So this is very interesting sign right now. Good thing right now in the market is that there's a lot of volume coming into the market, and we would ideally want volume to come into the market, which we were missing almost from end of January to this part of February. Now almost February is going to be finishing as well. So this is a very interesting sign for us right now. We jump into BTC. What I'm expecting from BTC, if we go into shorter time frames, let's say 4 hours, I do expect it to test this zones very soon. Probably on the weekend we might get into the danger zone, but ideally if you are in a trade, must start taking profits, practice to take profits. You just can't expect the market to give you whatever you want to get in life. Life doesn't work like this. That's the reason Steve Jobs said connect the dots going forward, so you can understand what is going to be for you and what is not going to be for you. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you liked today's video. If you do, smash the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Tomorrow we're going to be having an amazing Saturday NFT show. Don't forget to tune in for that. Take care, guys, and bye bye.